Welcome back to Blind Reading with Hungry Harmony. Today's read, Bride of Discord, Chapter 9, The Spark. Discord watched the Pegasus from his bedroom window as she fed her animals. He had distanced himself as his presence disturbed the critters. Besides, he did not want her to notice him staring. Oh. He was fascinated by how well she was able to tame every creature, calming them down and nuzzling them. Even a large bear posed no threat to her. She even allowed it to lick her mane. Aww. How did she do it? How could she be so kind that even the fiercest of creatures were enchanted by her? Ironically enough, that was exactly what he thought of her. Enchanting. Oh, they don't lead. He shook his head. What's happening to me? His reflection responded. You're turning into a sap, and all for that wimpy Pegasus. Hey, Discord exclaimed, glaring at the mirror. Don't talk about her that way. See, you've even stooped so low as to defend her honor. You've fallen for your own act. I have not. I just, he twiddled his fingers, happen to find my fiancé slightly attractive. What's wrong with that? What's wrong? You've never found any pony attractive in your life. Even if you were to start, why would it be this pony? I mean, look at her. Discord glanced back at the window. Yeah, so? She's just so flawless. There's not an ounce of discord in her. She's just so, the Draconicus sighed dreamily. Perfect. I love this. Exactly, she's too perfect. You have to change her. Turn her hair green or something. You're right, she's too perfect. Maybe that's what makes her so interesting. Ugh, the reflection growled. Listen to yourself. Where is your pride? Oh, shut up. He waved his hand and draped a blanket over the mirror, then turned his attention back to Fluttershy. He had to get closer, but he did not want to frighten her. So he perched on a tree branch just a few feet away, scaring a few birds in the process. His grin widened. She certainly was more interesting up close. Hold still, Angel Bunny. Hold still, Angel Bunny, she said in her sweet voice as she fluffed the rabbit's tail. There, all done. The rabbit leaped into her hooves and cuddled her. Aww. Discord's heart fluttered as he heard her giggle for the first time. Aww. Yes, I missed you too. Angel then pulled away and yapped something that made Fluttershy frown. Oh, you see, I made a deal with him and we're getting married. As the other animals heard this, they made frantic noises. Oh my gosh. She tried to calm them down. I wonder if Discord heard that. It's like, excuse me. Yes, I know. He doesn't appear very friendly. Discord was starting to regret bringing those animals. But he's not as bad as you think. This made his eyes widen. Oh, could it be that this pony did not hate him after all? Could it be that he was finally getting to her? The animal screamed in protest. This made his eyes wide. Oh, I just read that. No, really, Fluttershy assured them. He wasn't really done anything to me yet, though I will admit he still scares me a little. But he did bring you all here, and that makes me happy. She then started singing to the birds. Ah, sang in response. Ah. Actually, that'll be sort of like, it's hard for me to whistle. Discord closed his eyes as he listened to that sweet melodic voice of hers. Never had he ever heard a sound so beautiful, so perfect, much like the pony it came from. He would have listened to it all day had the branch not given way beneath him. He let out a cry as he hit the ground, frightening the animals and causing them to scatter. Bye-bye! Fluttershy shrieked and spun around. Her terror faded once she saw the Draconicus' state. Aw. Goodness, are you hurt? She asked, flying over to him. He flinched as he slightly touched his paw. Oh, don't worry about me, he said, getting up. I'm fine. Fluttershy glanced up at the broken limb. Were you spying on me? No! Well, Yes, he grins sheepishly. You see, I didn't want to disturb you, and sorry I scared you. And sorry I scared your animals off. She sighed. Well, as long as you're here, care to help me feed the animals? There's so many of them, you see, and it's getting late. She pointed at the sky turning orange and pink from the sunset. Sure, I can take care of it, he exclaimed, snapping his fingers. Done! Now, how about some dinner? Fluttershy's stomach growled at the mention of food. Growl, growl, growl. Come to think of it, I haven't eaten much today. Excuse me, sorry, whoa. Fluttershy, with another snap of his fingers, a picnic blanket appeared beneath them, along with a champagne bottle pouring in 2 glasses. Discord offered her a glass, at which she cringed slightly. Oh, no thank you. I don't drink. I knew that, he said nonchalantly. It's white grape soda. Still suspicious, she accepted the glass and took a sip. He had told the truth. Way to go, Discord. Way to go. So I take it you're enjoying the garden? He inquired. Oh, yes, Fluttershy said with a smile. Thank you again. But, she looked up. Some of the birds were flying, but something stopped them when they got too high. Oh, that's the invisible force field. Nothing personal, but I could not risk you escaping or some pony coming to rescue you. Nothing goes in or out without my allowance. She stared at him with distressed eyes. So, the animals are trapped here like me? Seeing her smile disappear, Discord realized he had made a mistake and had to correct it. He gently lifted her chin. Cheer up, my dear. They're here with you. Isn't that all that matters? I suppose, she replied, still not smiling. He had to get that smile back, so he snapped his fingers and made a frosted carrot cake appear. Fluttershy's mouth dropped. I love carrot cake, but it has to be made by my mom or that recipe that my mom uses, because I'm not a huge fan of store carrot cake or store-bought carrot. No. I remember had some at the cafeteria at my campus, and it wasn't the same. It's completely different carrot cake, so I prefer what my mom makes or the recipe that she uses. So, but I do love carrot cake, especially with the frosting on top. Okay, continuing. How did you? I told you, he stated simply. I had nothing to do for 3 years but spy on you ponies. It was only natural that I find out a few things. Kind of creepy still. He summoned a knife to cut her slice of the cake and placed it on a smaller plate. Well, what about dinner? She asked. I'm sure we can break the rules a teensy bit, he smirked. As she took the plate, a fork materialized in her hoof, with which she took a bite. Discord grinned as her smile returned. Sorry, I paused at the fork because I'm like, how is she holding the fork? I mean, unless oh, yeah, I forgot. She's got wings. She can do that. My bad. This is the best carrot cake I've ever tasted, she declared. Only the best for my favorite pony, Discord said, taking a slice of the cake himself. Fluttershy blushed, but then looked at him seriously. Why were you spying on me anyway? Just now, I mean. I wasn't spying. I was observing. After all, you are an interesting subject to watch. She said nothing and stared down at her hooves, her face turning red. Aw, blushing. I wasn't lying, you know, when I said you were beautiful. She looked away. Thank you, but I'm not that attractive. Oh, don't be so modest, my dear. He tilted her head toward him. You are a natural beauty, and that's saying a lot coming from me. Usually when I see something beautiful, I turn it into a lollipop. But seriously, I would expect some pony to like you to be used to such a compliment. Fluttershy moved from his claw and looked at the grass. Not really. I mean, I was a model for a short while. I remember that episode. His eyes widened. Really? I mean, sure, you have the look, but I did not think you were the type to go up on stage and show yourself off. I wasn't. That's why I quit. I couldn't handle all that attention, and I had less time for my friends. Oh, I see. See what? She turned back to him to see a mischievous, discordant look on his face. "Discord, what are you?" she squeaked as he attacked her with a hug. She kicked her legs frantically. Wait, Discord attacked Fluttershy with a hug? She kicked her legs frantically. Whoa, I don't remember this in the audio drama. Unless I'm complete. I remember it was a tickle fight, but a hug? Interesting. Sorry, I feel like that's different, but it could be that the tickle fight will come later. She squealed as he attacked her with a hug. Oh. "Discord, let me go!" "What's the matter?" he taunted. "Can't handle all the attention I'm giving you?" "No, she trailed off as he ran his claw across her back. Then she started giggling. Stop that! It tickles! Does it now? Interesting. So what happens when I do this? There's a tickle fight. He moved away from her and began tickling her belly. She burst into laughter. "Discord, please, stop it." "You sure? Because you seem to be enjoying it." This was his first time hearing her laugh, and it was captivating. "Please, I have to finish my cake." "Oh, all right." Discord sighed as he released her, only to have her tackle him over. Aw. "Wait, what are you..." I cannot do this laugh. I try. Unless it's an evil laugh, I could try. But when he's laughing for joy, it's hard. Or when tickle fight, it's hard. She was using her feathers to tickle him in return. However, she did not have the advantage of size. Well, that makes the answer. He snatched her up before she could get to the real torture. Oh dear. "Nice try, you devious little thing," he exclaimed. "Let this be a warning that I am the tickle torturer here, and no pony else." Fluttershy giggled. "Understood." He gently sat her down. "You know, you should laugh more often. Laughter becomes you well." She blushed and then realized that was the first time she had laughed in years. Oh my gosh, you're right. First time it was 3 years she had those nightmares. I bet anything was making her laugh. I mean, Pinkie probably could have helped making Fluttershy laugh, but really laugh? Oh my goodness, this just got even sadder. She hasn't laughed in years. Oh my gosh. That's so interesting. Sorry, it's realization. Just, whoa. Okay. After they had finished eating, Fluttershy was getting tired. She had been unable to sleep with everything going on, so she decided to retire early. When she entered her room, she looked into the mirror on the vanity, examining her face and hair. No pony had called her beautiful before, and it felt good. It was as she was crawling into bed that she realized that Discord had forgotten to ask his question that night. Oh! No way! Oh my gosh. Okay, question. Oh my gosh. You're right. He didn't ask that. Oh my gosh, that's a big deal. I'm hoping he'll forget for the next weeks to ask, because that's what I love, that if he stops asking, then he's not thinking about the bargain or his plan in a way. So in a way, he's enjoying himself with Fluttershy, enjoying her company, enjoying laughter, and just bonding. I love that. Bonding is so important. Okay, continuing. Thanks for walking me home, Spike. Oh my goodness, we're already here. Applejack said when they reached the edge of the farm. And thanks again for helping with the critters, even though it didn't turn out so well. It was still mighty big of ya. Wait, is this still the critters that already disappeared? Or this other critters? I'm confused. Okay. Anything for you, AJ, the dragon said with a smile. I need to get my Spike voice. Ooh. The pony watched with a sigh as he trudged down the road. The feeling was on again, and it was not healthy. After all, there was at least a 7-year gap between them, not to mention a difference in species. Also, the little fella had his eyes for another. Rarity. It was then that Applejack veered her path towards the Everfree Forest. As usual, Zecora was hospitable and offered her tea. I tell you why I'm here, the Southern Pony said, but I'm guessing you already know. You want to relieve the hush on your confusing crush? The zebra grinned. She hid her face behind her hat in embarrassment. Zecora put an assuring hoof on her shoulder. I do not need the tea for me, to see that age. Species and love are in your way, yet your emotions appear to stay. Applejack lifted the brim of her hat slightly. What am I to do, Zecora? The dragon is young, so wait until he is in a mature state. Whether it will go well, that only time can tell. She sighed and sunk her head onto the table. He's my friend and always willing to help. I'd be lying if I said he wasn't adorable. I just feel different when I'm around him. Silly, huh? A pony and a dragon. We have a pony and a draconicus, so it's normal. Yet there's a Pegasus engaged to a draconicus. Yeah, I've been wondering about that too. Is Fluttershy okay? I mean, you live so close to Discord now. Know anything? Zecora glanced around and then leaned forward to whisper. You can be assured by me that Draconicus is not at all he appears to be. Applejack was about to say something when Rainbow Dash bolted through the door without knocking. Zecora! I need your advice! Oh, Applejack! I didn't know you were here. I'll come back later. Nonsense. Nonsense, the Southern Pony exclaimed. Whatever you got to tell Zecora, you can tell me. Rainbow took a deep breath. Siren asked me out. Applejack eyes widened. You mean that stallion in the Wonderbolts? Oh my goodness, I spit on my computer. Whoa, whoopsie. Oops. Oh dear. Yeah, him! Turns out he's had a crush on me ever since I saved his pie. What should I do? He likes apple pies. I'd say he's a keeper. Nice one, Applejack. He's a keeper. Zecora laughed. Well, strike me from above. Seems every pony's having issues on love. Rainbow scrunched her nose. Say what now? Fluttershy woke up with a scream. Oh no. That just kind of escalated quickly, like back to Fluttershy now she screamed. Discord was at her bedside in a second, his face filled with concern. Protective Discord! Protective! Must protect Fluttershy. What is it? What's wrong? She sighed in relief. Nothing. It was a bad dream. Oh? Discord blushed in embarrassment. Apologies, I just thought... That I was in danger? She finished. She had to admit that was awfully sweet of him. Yes, but you're not, I see. So I'll just be going. Wait, could you stay for a little bit? He stared at her and then clapped his hands, turning the lights on. He sat on the edge of the bed. So this nightmare, he said. What was it about? Fluttershy was about to tell him, but then remembered who she was talking to and hid her face under the covers. Discord was confused by this reaction. Then he recalled something and frowned. Was it about me? She peered out at him. How did you... You mentioned it to your friends. She hid her face again in shame. I'm really sorry. Tell me. What? Tell me about it. She was hesitant at first, but the beans had been spilled. She told him how it was the same every night. He would hold her, chuckle darkly, whisper horrible things in her ear, and sometimes turn her into her discordant self again. It stung him. It stung him? It stung him? I mean, I know he does. Now that I know that Discord doesn't like to see Fluttershy sad, but knowing that it stung him, that's a big thing because, Discord probably could have, turned Fluttershy into, the opposite of herself for everything. And just hearing that, I feel like, maybe he felt bad because he might thought, yeah, that would be something he would do. And that scaring Fluttershy hurt him. Oh my goodness, he has feelings. I mean, of course he does, but he's character development, I tell you. Continuing. Is that how you see me? He asked with a hurt in his eyes. He started to rise. Maybe I shouldn't be here. No, she begged. Please, I don't know why I keep dreaming it. He gritted his teeth. Well, I'm a monster. Discord was about to snap his fingers when she touched his paw. Please, Discord, Don't go. I don't want to be alone. She turned to her coldly. He turned to her coldly. Well, I think the very cause of your fear is the last creature you want to keep you company. But you're not the creature from my dreams. It may look like you, but it's not the real you. And I'd prefer you any day. I love this. Sorry. When he gazed into those pleading eyes, his coldness dissolved. He could not leave her in this state. All right, he said with a sigh. I'll stay with you until you fall asleep. She smiled in thanks. I'm not really sure if I can go to sleep now. How about I help? Sure, but what? With a snap of his fingers, they found themselves sitting on top of the cloud high above the castle. Oh my gosh, yes, this scene, I remember this. I love this. I really like this one. Oh my goodness, yes. Why are we up here? Fluttershy asked. It's a clear night, Discord said, longing onto his back. I thought we could have a look at the stars. She glanced up at the sky and nodded in agreement. She fell back beside him. They're beautiful, she marveled. Yes, you are, Discord muttered. She raised an eyebrow at him. I mean the stars, like you said, beautiful. Fluttershy giggled and turned her attention back to the sky. The Draconicus was more interested in her than the stars. You know, Twilight could name all the stars and planets and constellations, she said. Every single one of them. Her smile wavered at the thought of her friend. Discord saw this and knew he had to distract her. The stars are rather boring when they are stuck. The stars are rather boring when they're stuck on the sky like that, aren't they? He waved his paw and Fluttershy gasped as the stars moved into a shape of a butterfly. Discord, you promised. What? I said I would confine my magic to my territory, and this part of the sky is in my territory. Oh dear. But that's not Princess Luna. Oh, Lulu will appreciate me putting some excitement into her night. You have to admit, this is impressive. Fluttershy watched as the astral butterfly flapped its wings against the night sky and floated in circles. That's so cool. Well, it is kind of neat. Discord laughed triumphantly as the smile returned to her face. It's like, smile. See, my chaos can be useful. How was rearranging the stars useful? He grinned and made writing motions with his claw, using the stars to spell out a message. Fluttershy's eyes grew to the size of a frying pan as she read it. Dang it, Discord, too soon! Too soon, this is not good because if she says no, no, too soon. Oh, fine. Do you love me? Check yes or no. Underneath, he drew the boxes marked yes and no. When she returned to him, he had that excited look on his face. Oh, that's too soon. This is the worst time. He handed her his glowing claw, still pointed towards the sky. She glanced between him and the message and then finally took the claw and drew a check in the second box. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Discord frowned and erased the message, hopefully before any pony could see it. Fluttershy looked at him apologetically. I'm really sorry, but I just don't feel that way about you yet. No, it's okay, he said quickly, but it was not okay. She had rejected him before, but for some reason it hurt this time. It was almost as if he wanted her to say yes. He stiffed as he felt something nuzzle against him. He glanced down to see the Pegasus curling up to him. Oh, cuddle party! Cuddle party! But I'm willing to accept you as a friend, she said softly. It was as if a string were pulled inside his chest. Friend? Why, of course. I think it's only fair. He did not know what to say. Oh, well, I've never really had a friend before. Never? What do you think? She nuzzled closer to him. Well, now you do, and I'm sorry. He blinked. For what? I was wrong about you. You're not a monster. So beautiful, so nice. She closed her eyes and snuggled into his fur. Yes. Discord stared at her in awe, not believing that such a pony could exist. Not only was she beautiful beyond belief, but she was kind enough to even care for him. Even if she had not given him what he had expected, The idea of having a friend made his heart explode. Who knew I even had a heart? And his heart grew 3 sizes that day. He stuck out his claw unsurely and began to stroke her mane. Fluttershy opened her eyes and looked up at him. He retracted his claw, not sure why he was suddenly so hesitant. Sorry, do you mind? She stared at him for a moment and then smiled. No, it's okay. She flipped onto her belly and closed her eyes. Go ahead, so long as you don't tickle me again. He chuckled as he sat up, leaning on his arm. Don't worry, my dear. I'll be gentle. Not wasting a second of his opportunity, he placed his paw on top of her head and slowly ran his fingers through her mane. He sighed internally, the softness of her hair, and Fluttershy was once again surprised at his tender touch. She opened her eyes as he extended his strokes down her back and to her tail, but then relaxed and shut them again. His touch was so soothing that it lulled her to sleep. When Discord noticed this, he was not sure what to do. He did not want to wake her, for fear of ruining the peaceful state she was in. He could always teleport her to her bed, but he didn't want to leave her. Even in sleep, she was fascinating. He could watch her like that forever, lying so still with only her body rising ever so slightly as she breathed. He would not dare move her or leave her. So he curled his body around her like a dragon guarding its treasure. He continued to stare at her face, so it would be the last thing he would see before drifting off to sleep himself. I love this. Oh my gosh. This spark. I love it. I love it. Oh man, so sweet. So sweet. Author's note. Yes, I'm an Apple Spike fan. Deal with it. Boom. Okay, I'll try to say something quick about Apple Spike. I don't ship it at all. I mean, I remember when I saw it in the audio drama, I was like, wait, what? I mean, I went along with it. It's totally fine if people ship it. I was just like, that was such an unexpected ship. I never heard of it before, so in the Bride of Discord audio drama, that's when I heard it first. I was like, okay, I did not know that's a thing. But I can see how Disney Fanatic put it together through the episodes in that part when, when Spike saved Applejack from the Timberwolves. And I remember watching that episode again, trying to see, what was the connection. But I didn't really see anything. But in a way, it's still really well put together how this and maybe Applejack's feelings are coming into with Spike. But it's just so the opposite because Spike likes rarity and this and that. We all know the thing. But yeah, so I'm not an Apple Spike fan. So I'm against it. I just don't agree with it. But I'm chill. Like, if it happens, it happens. It's okay to disagree about something, but I'm not gonna rant about it or anything. I'm just saying I'm not a ship, but it's cool that it's in this. One last thing. What was it? Oh, but I do love the Rainbow Dash Soren ship. I was hoping that was going to be canon in the MLP season finale, but sadly it wasn't. I only wish. Unless it maybe is canon, secret canon. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. But I love this. I love this story. And thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys will be there for chapter 10. Oh my goodness, I'm more than halfway through, so I can't wait to get to the end of this and just be like, surprised! I love this! Okay. I can't wait to continue, so stay tuned for the next blind reading. Hungry Harmony, out. Friendship is magic.